think that this message is really going to challenge a lot of you guys out there because you're going to realize how conditioned you are in your mind to believe that you're challenging your own moral obligation, your moral compass, and that you think it's a moral obligation to give a woman monogamy. You think that it's a moral obligation to only choose one woman. You believe that you are unrighteous, you are greedy, you are perverted, you are wrong, you are evil. If you are honest with yourself about the fact that monogamy is not sufficient for you, that it makes no sense to your being. Look how much you're brainwashed. You were taught to think like that. That is not your nature, and it never has been. How many men have tried to pull off monogamy and fail miserably, and then you give a woman a moral leverage over you? A moral leverage. And there are plenty of women who pray every night that their man will slip up and cheat so that they can have that moral leverage, so they can really behave the way that they want to behave. Understand that. Righteousness is a position for a woman that she takes with great strain and stress. So she needs you to fuck up and fall down in moral leverage so that she could justify her own behaviors that she wanted to do in the first place. Understand? Monogamy is coercion at best. It's not what you want to do. You're just afraid of losing the opportunity to get the woman. So you pretend like you're with it. You trick yourself into believing that this is what you want to do, that it's the right thing. I could do this. Yeah, this is a good woman. I'm going to be monogamous to her. You were taught that it's the only way to do it. It's the only way to be. I'm asking you to challenge that thought. I'm asking you to challenge it. I'm also asking you to learn how to think without giving in to the guilt and shame that women place upon you for thinking outside of their permission. Do you know how to think outside the permission of women? Do you know how to live outside of the permission of women and the limitations that they have placed upon you, in which if you go outside of their wishes or their ideals of relationship standards, relationship models, in which monogamy lends them 100% of the benefit of the situation. Marriage lends them 100% of the benefit of the situation. Divorce, they win in every way when it comes to relationships. If you get married or if you have a baby, she has absolute power over you. And there's nothing you could do because of the power of the state. Monogamy works in agreement with that leverage. Understand, you were never monogamous. It was never your nature. But the only crisis is that you were never able to articulate it. You couldn't explain it. You weren't able to come out and be honest about it because it's not something that you felt you would have support in coming forth about. It's not you. Every man knows it. And it has nothing to do with whether he loves his woman or not. This is something I understand about men. I am a man. Oh, so-and-so cheated, it's over. Oh, so-and-so cheated. That has nothing to do with whether or not he loves that woman. Nothing. It has nothing to do with it. A woman needs a reason to cheat. A man does not need a reason to cheat except that he's a coward. It's cowardice. When you cheat, it is cowardice. When I ask you to challenge the idea of monogamy, I'm not suggesting or encouraging nor enabling or calling to cheating. Cheating is cowardice. There's no way to go around that. There's no way to justify it. You should have the courage and the clarity to be upfront about what it is that you want and let her choose if that's what she wants. And if that's not what she wants, you need to know how to focus and not be a slave to your desires that causes you to be desperate and sell your identity, to sell your beliefs, to sell your values, because you're afraid that the girl will tell you not to call you anymore. You're afraid she's going to tell you she's not interested. You're afraid of rejection. I'm here to tell you, rejection is not going to kill you. Rejection can only make you better as a man. Rejection can only help you as a man. Rejection can only improve you as a man. Rejection is a man's best friend. That's what I'm here to remind you. You need rejection. Rejection only makes you greater. Why are you afraid of rejection? Oh, I never had a woman that pretty. I never had a woman that funny. I never had a woman that this, and I never had a woman. Well, none of that matters if you're walking into a decision hiding who you are, lying about who you are, lying about what you really want to do and who you want to be. You're lying. And you let women trick you. Oh, you can't afford that many wives. You got to be able to take care of all of us. Who says? She said that, not you. She said that. You can't listen to the words of women, the tricksters, the manipulators. These creatures are liars, and you have to be careful. You can't listen to them. How many of these women share the same man, and he's not giving them one red dime? He's a neighborhood drug dealer. He's the street nigga. He's the D-boy. He's the athlete. And it's not because they're all being taken care of by the same man. It's the name, it's the status, it's the clout that comes with it. It says it in the Bible. In those days, 7 women will cling to one man saying, let me be called by your name. I will bring my own bread. I will bring my own financing. Just let me be called by your name. That's in the Bible. That's written. It's written in the Bible. It's the name. It's the name that they want. The clout. Women chase clout. It's not necessarily money. It's clout. If you have clout, they don't mind to finance themselves. When a woman is really into you, she doesn't mind to finance herself because she just wants you. I'm only speaking from experience. I only say what I know. I only say what I lived. This is what I know. It's the name. You let women trick you into thinking you have to buy all these women houses and you got to finance them and pay for this and pay. No, you don't. God didn't put you here to worship women, to serve them every day of your fucking life, be some fucking slave to them. They fought for equal rights. And they got it. They want to work. They want to make their own money and so on and so forth. But you have to realize the value in yourself to where you reposition the situation to understand they are here to serve you. You're not here to serve women. Women are here to serve you. You got it all backwards. Why don't you understand this about yourself as a man? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, you brothers make me want to cry inside, man. It's sad. You can't see your value. You can't see what you really are. How did you get so low in your self-esteem? Why do you look at yourself like that? You let women trick you out of your identity. Do you know how great you are? I know how great I am. When I got $5 in my pocket or I got 500,000 in my pocket, I know how great I am. Nothing can take my value away, and I mean nothing. I mean nothing. I have the power to take a woman who's way down here. I could build her up to her best state. And I've done it over and over and over again. I could build any woman up. I could make a woman. I could train a woman. I could develop a woman. I could teach a woman. I could make her better than what I found her every single time. And you have the ability to do the same thing. Why do you doubt yourself? Women benefit from being around me. Women benefit from being in my presence. They benefit from having access to me. It's not the other way around. This is what I know about myself because I know who I am. Why don't you know that about yourself? Women are the beneficiary of being in my presence. You're lucky to be in my presence as a woman. You're lucky because you're not going to walk away the same person. If you're around me, you are going to walk away a better woman than what you were after you found me. That's my guarantee. Why don't you know this about yourself? What's wrong with you that you don't know this about yourself? Where's your self-esteem at? Where's your faith? Where's your self-knowing? Monogamy? Are you kidding me? No. Fuck no. Get out my face with that. You crazy? Fuck I look like. Monogamy. Like God sent me down here to be your fucking personal servant. No. What can you do for me? Yeah, you do that. And I'm gonna have another one doing this. That's how that's gonna work. But you don't have the guts. Why are you so, what's wrong with you dudes, man? You'll let women get in your head and control your whole entire psychology, your whole thought process. You have no love or respect for yourself, man. None. Look at these women in America. They all the way down on the bottom of the ground. And you got them checking you. You got them telling you how to think, how to judge, how to live, how to be, what's right, what's wrong, what's up, what's down. Are you kidding me? That's who you got as your superior? Y'all niggas are sad. Real sad. Y'all niggas are sad. If you let this quality, this grade of female in this country control your mind, they have control over your mind. I would never let a woman control my mind. You crazy? No. God created me in his own image and likeness, and I understand what that means. And you should too. Women are to maximize efficiency in your service that you have to offer out into the world. That's what they're for. I don't need no woman for loneliness. I don't need no woman for sex. That's a secondary benefit of a relationship. The only reason I will ever need a woman for is to increase efficiency in what my own hands cannot accomplish at the end of the night or day or agenda. Understand that. That's what I need women for. Love will come later. Lust will come later. Fulfillment through the loneliness, that's something between me and God. A person sitting next to me cannot cure my loneliness. A dog can't cure my loneliness. Friends can't cure my loneliness. My relationship with God is what cures my loneliness. Understand that. That's what you need to understand too. You don't look for a woman when you're looking for love. When you're looking for love, it's yourself that you're looking for. Understand that. You niggas got to get your head out your fucking ass. Like come alive. You're upside down. You're backwards. And you let women put this witchcraft over your head and you can't think straight. You can't reason. You can't even see who you are. Come alive. All right. Sincere question here. Why do you, men, okay, the fellas out there, the men, I don't mind if women listen to this. I don't mind if women comment or whatever else the case is, but I'm really addressing the male ears here, okay? Why do you continuously subscribe to monogamy when you know that sincerely it's not who you are? This is voluntary. You're volunteering for coercion. It's coercive in all of its nature because it's not sincere to your nature. It's not true to your nature. You have been trying for hundreds of years to be monogamous. And it's no coincidence that it goes in the same timeline as chivalry. and romance. Because monogamy, it attempts the art of chivalry and romance. And what that does is it's to glorify the ideals and fantasies of the woman, the female. So you put yourself through all kinds of suffering and subject yourself to all types of lies to live out, and you fail every time you try to do it. Because it was never your nature in the first place. You never meant it in the first place. You lied to yourself because you're afraid to lose the woman. You're afraid to lose the shot at the girl. You're scared she's going to turn you down or even shame you for it. You're afraid of what the audience is going to say, what the public is going to say. I know because I used to think that way for a very short period of time. However, I'm good at being honest with myself, and that's why I'm free. You can have freedom too if you learn to be honest with yourself, and then you could be honest with others. Monogamy is coercion at best. It is the woman's nature. It is not your nature. It's not how you was designed. It's not what God intended for you from any perspective. You were never designed or intended to have just one woman. You were never designed or intended to subject yourself to monogamous ideals that you know your nature cannot uphold without strain. Eventually, you're gonna break. Eventually, your arms are gonna give out trying to hold up that ideal that the delusional female wants you to keep alive for her insecurities, for her fears. You as the male, you're expected to sacrifice every fiber of yourself for the happiness of women, for the peace of mind of women, for the security of women, for the satisfaction of women, for the convenience of women, for the efficiency of women, for the fulfillment of the woman's wish. What is in it for you? What do you gain or get out of relationships with females? What do you get from it? Everything in America, in the West, and according to romantic and chivalrous ideals, everything is designed to serve and worship her. Who told you that you have to continue in this agreement? Who told you that you're obligated to live like that? Who said that you cannot make up your mind to go your own direction, your own way? Who told you that you are bound to that law and that idea? Can you see the freedom? Can you see the room that you have to be exactly who you are without shame, without fear, without apologizing? I can see it for you, but I want you to be able to see it. This is not about being a player. This is not about being promiscuous. If you have been here long enough, you know that my message consists of dismantling the agreement of promiscuity. Promiscuous behavior is something that I hope that we all can walk away from, that we could discontinue in our lives. There is nothing good, there is nothing wise or beneficial in being promiscuous. There is nothing good or beneficial in fornication. There's nothing good or beneficial in adultery. Let me clarify that first for all those out here who think or who would dare to think that this is what I'm calling to. No, I am not. You are sadly mistaken. I do not condone those things. I do not call to those things, and I certainly will not enable it. So let me give clarification. The clarification that I'm giving is, you know in your nature, in your mind, in your heart, that one woman, it never gives you peace. You may have a good woman and you may love her, but the truth about your nature that I know, that I'm able to say knowing that you know that I know, is that you still desire another woman. You desire to experience another woman in all of the different ways that she has to offer you. And in that, you realize there's benefit if you are wise. There's benefit in the efficiency that it can offer you, the inspiration that it offers you, the oracle that's within that woman, the efficiency that's in that woman and her talents, her gifts, her unique knowledge and experiences that may go behind it, what you may be able to invest in one that you can't invest in the other, the temperament and nature of one in comparison to the other that is different but not necessarily better. A woman who helps you to arrive at quiet of mind, you may have noticed that that is the greatest gift that you have out of a woman, is that she's able to give you quiet of mind when she's in her right mind and nature. And the greatest blessing that she could afford you is a child. Understand? Of course, considering that all conditions and circumstances are within a responsible scope, the communication is there and transparency is there. No sneaking, no lying, no tricking, no deception or manipulation, but doing things in a way as where every person who's involved knows that they're involved. Every person who you invite into the situation, they are aware that this is the case. Not playing any type of illusionary games with another person's life or time or soul, or especially their body. Respecting the other person. But with all that in consideration, it could be time that you should be responsible enough to lead with the truth about yourself, to lead with the most authentic and honest representation of yourself. You know in yourself that one woman is not enough for you. You may need more than one, more than two, or more than three, especially if you are a productive person. You have projects and creations and services to offer out into the world or the community. Or if you are a person who wishes to guard their chastity. You don't want to be out here committing adultery and fornication. So you establish a contract between all of those women who you have access to, who agree with you, who see it the way that you do. And you work it out in that way where responsibility is exchanged between each other. Not negligence, not betrayal, not mistreatment or abuse. So it's up to you how you go about doing those things. But the only point that I want to emphasize right now is, why are you still afraid to lead with what is authentic about you, what is true about you? Why are you so concerned with the opinions of women, with how they will say, oh, don't do this, or you shouldn't do that, or a man shouldn't this, or a man shouldn't that? Why do you take them serious? Why do you listen to them? Why do you take their words as something truthful or real? You can see every day that the words of women always contradicts their actions and behaviors. You can never take their words on face value. You watch what they do. And what they show you time and time again is that polygyny is not a problem for them. They don't mind to share. They have no problem with sharing a man. Most of them are sharing a man, knowingly and unknowingly. The greater value that they see in the man, the more they are willing to share that man. It is simply a matter of you aligning yourself with women who see that value in you, and you seeing the value in them, and how you can come together to become a unit of service for your community, for your world, for your legacy, for your name, understand? And most of all, too, to guard your chastity. That's what you need a woman for, to guard your chastity. You have agreed and made a contract with them that we have the concentration and focus of a relationship toward family. And because of that, we seek to fulfill our desires through each other, with each other exclusively, understand, between these marriages or relationships. I do not encourage or recommend that you go to the state necessarily, because it is not safe in this modern time to do that. You have to wait until the storm passes. What I mean by the storm pass is the family courts and divorce court is still a dangerous place for a man, It's a place that will not have a fair outcome for any man. So you should be wise. You should be careful. Even in polygynous situations, I warn you, it is not for lovers. It is for people who are business oriented, people who are efficient at manifesting their legacy, their dream, their goals, their ambitions out into the world. And that man, he requires helpmeets. He requires helping hands. He requires talents to help him to show up efficient and committed every day. Understand, making it a house investment. You have to learn to undo the perversion in the mind. Seeing women as objects of lust, objects for sex, and other things such as I'm looking for love and I'm lonely. You don't go get a woman to cure those things. You find God to cure those things. God is the one who cures loneliness. It doesn't matter if you're with a woman. It doesn't matter if you're surrounded by 1,000 people. Loneliness has nothing to do with who is there or who isn't there. Loneliness has everything to do with you being present with yourself, you being connected with yourself. And that's through a healthy relationship with the Most High. If you abandon the Most High, if you are not in a good relationship with the Most High, you should not touch a woman. You should never be in a relationship with the woman, because only through the Most High can you ever understand the mysteries of a woman, and it will only end very badly for you. A tragic ending is how it will end. Trust and believe. So what I want to call you to is to rethink. I'm not telling you to make any decisions. I'm not asking or advising you to make any decisions, but I'm asking you to rethink your position about monogamy, and whether or not it is sincerely from yourself, or has it been social programming and conditioning that has you to think that way. It's better to wait it out until you meet the right person who understands your objectives, your goals, your position, your beliefs, your plan in life, and who can help you to achieve that, who can help you to obtain that. However, here in Western world of modern America, good luck, because feminism is still a plague that is dying out. However, it is still toxic. It will still infect you if you are not careful. There are predators out here who are looking for men who are standing healthy and who are standing strong so that it can benefit them, not you. So you should be wise in all of your dealings. This model that I'm asking you to consider and think about, to examine and understand, it's for men who understand about themselves that connecting with the woman should not be based on the impulse of lust. It should not be based on the impulse of loneliness or the sad reality of I'm looking for love, as I've already stated. That is a man who has work to do between himself and God. But for those who have overcome those lower impulses, you should be able to clearly see the view of what women are really for. Women come in when your productive efforts have come to its limitations. Women come in when your dream and your legacy has already been initiated by your own hands, and you've reached a point where you cannot keep up with the demands of the process to go forward. That's when you go get women involved as helpmeets, okay? These are your wives. Your wives are women who agree to help you to fulfill your dreams, your mission, your purpose, that acts as a service to the world, to the community, to the universe. Understand? She may come with her own dreams, but if it conflates with your own, you should be wise and not foolish enough to still go forward with that. Let someone else fall for that joke. Let someone else be the crash dummy for that. She has to serve yours, you not serving hers. You can help hers, but she has to serve yours. That is very important to understand and to know. Your women need roles to play. They need objectives. They need rules. They need order. And they also need provision. They need balance and confidence, mostly in your character. No amount of money can make up for the faith that a woman has to have in your character. No amount of business success, no amount of worldly success can equal the respect that she should have in your integrity, your trustworthiness, and what you exemplify of values, morals, wisdom, and justice for yourself and for other people. Nothing tops character. Character is everything. You never should strive for a woman or women to love you. You only need them to respect you, not like you or love you. You only need them to respect you. We also fail when they no longer feel safe with us or if they don't feel secure with us. It's not for us to make them feel happy with us every moment, every hour of the day. That is where you will mess up every single time. You do not strive to make a woman happy. You do not strive to make her pleased with you. You only have to fulfill the role to make sure that she can always respect you, and that is sufficient. Now, I ask you to think this over. Just give it thought, exercise your mind, and seek what are the origins of this idea. Why do you agree to it? Why is it that women get the benefit of relationships while you do not? If you ask modern women today, what do you bring to the table, so-called? How do you serve men? How do you benefit men? How do women serve society? How do women benefit society? They all will have nothing to say unless they sit down and Google something, ask somebody, watch some YouTube videos, scribble down on a piece of paper, and come up with something. They cannot spontaneously, off the top of the dome or the meditation of the heart, come up with answers for questions like this, because American women do not know themselves as women. They are lost. There are few and far between. Now, this does not apply for regular women. The more attractive a woman is, the more lost and distant from the truth and justice of themselves, the realization of themselves, the revelation of themselves, the farther out of space that they are. They are not in contact with the divine identity of the self because they themselves worship their own self in the mirror, so they can't get down to the true core of the real self. They are distracted, narcissistic, and absorbed in the self-importance. So I warn you also, seeking women who are highly attractive is probably not very wise. You have to get down to the regular women. The regular women have more chance of being focused, sincere, and grounded, and less distracted by the image of the self in the mirror, in which they're tempted to give themselves false estimations of their own value. Monogamy is something that most men fail to fulfill. It's what you want to do because you want the woman. But your nature is going to prevail over the delusion. Your nature is going to prevail over the false identity. Your nature is going to win every time. And only thing that's going to happen is you're going to fall into the history, the constant repeating history of, oh, he cheated on me. Oh, he cheated on me. This is the story and excuse since the beginning of romanticism, chivalry, and monogamy. This is the beginning of when all the excuses start, where the blame goes on the man, the blame goes on the husband, the blame goes on the father. Oh, he cheated on me. The truth is, it was never our nature. It was never your nature, and it never will be. Be honest. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up to be exposed for who you really are. Instead, lead with who you really are, without apology, without fear, without hesitation. Now, again, to clarify, I am not calling anyone to do anything that lacks moral, that lacks virtue, that lacks honesty, truth, integrity, wisdom, upstanding, and clean actions, clean behavior. So I will not be used as an excuse for any of your perversions. Single men who don't have anything going on. If in a day-to-day you have the capacity to meet all the goals and demands of your daily schedule, you do not need a woman. You would be a fool to go out here and get a woman knowing that your own hands can meet the demands of your daily schedule. You have to find the strength and the focus to see beyond the impulse of sex. If you are ruled by the impulse of sex, you need to have a woman and you have to have access to her because you feel like you have to have sex. You are still a slave. And I'm telling you, in this future timeline, you are not going to make it. You cannot make it being so low in your power and authority. When you have that need, that demanding need that you don't have the strength to resist, she knows that. She's aware of that. And she will use it every single time to make sure that you are her servant, that you are her slave, rather than you being the head of legacy that she is serving, in which its benefit reigns for you and for her and her children. Understand, it can never have a proper order as long as you are on your knees sniffing behind the ass of a woman. It's a sad way to live. It's a sad way to exist, where you do not have authority over yourself. And a woman can smell it from a mile away that you have no power, no mastery, no control over the self. And that makes women feel very insecure. It makes them feel like they can't trust your strength or your leadership. And money cannot make up for that. Material cannot make up for that. You would just be a rich, lame ass nigga. Understand? So you got to get it together when it comes to that. If you're still addicted, have a sexual addiction, that's something you really need to address and get taken care of so that you can see women in a healthy way. That way you benefit from women through their nature, and you benefit from women in the way that it was intended to be. Women come into the picture when you have work to accomplish, when you have work to move, when you have things to get done, when you have ideas to bring down into reality, when you need efficiency, when you need expansion and multiplicity, and also when you need children to bring into the world in a healthy, constructive, responsible way that equals legacy. That's when you need women, not for fulfillment of sexual desires, not for loneliness, and especially not for pastime and entertainment. Never hang around women because you're bored. Never hang around women just to have good company, because when you do that, you're flirting with danger. You're flirting with the devil. You're flirting with Satan, and Satan is going to win every time you put yourself in that position. You have to learn not to keep the company of women. Do not just hang out with women just to hang out with them. Don't kick it with them just to kick it with them. You need male friends. You need men around you for that. Understand? And you should learn from the men that you're around. Hang out with men that are better than you, sharper than you, smarter than you, more successful than you. That's the best thing that you could ever do. But never kick it with females just to be kicking it, because you're kicking it with Satan and he'll throw you down to the ground. Not that she is Satan, but she's the tool of Satan, and he knows how to use her every time, and you will lose. Understand? So allow me to conclude. Aquarius Pluto is the context. Aquarius Pluto. According to the context of Aquarius Pluto, all things are for service. All things are for public service. All things are for the humanitarian will. And that applies to your relationships as well. So in the same light of what I'm talking about and discussing, we need to learn how to see women in that context. How can I use women to serve humanity? How can I come together with women to serve humanity? And the only way to safely be with women is through marriage. And again, I'm not referencing to marriage through the state, but marriage in the way as we all are on contractual agreement about coming together for the focus of family, the focus of family. And this is a public notice. Understand, it's a public notice, not in secret. Okay? Your wife one, wife two, and wife three, and wife four, they all know each other. And they knew each other, and nobody was sneaking. Okay? This is to clarify also. Now, Aquarius has us to adopt a business model in all of our doings of relationship, because Aquarius is in the head, not in the heart. Aquarius is ethereal, okay? It is not in water energy, okay? So Aquarius energy is to be detached in its disposition with people through detachment. And detachment is the healthiest love of all. It is the richest love of all. If you really want to love women in a healthy and rich way, it has to be from detachment. And it's the same with her. They have to love you from detachment as well. Because when obsession gets in there, control and power struggles, jealousy, so on and so forth, you got drama. You got nothing but drama. Come together to make each other's lives easier. Come together to make each other's lives more efficient. Come together to make each other's lives make more sense. This is Aquarius Pluto timeline. We are supposed to think outside the box. We're supposed to have forward, progressive ideas and outlooks. We're supposed to come with solutions to the past timelines that we were limited in. So you need to think in a different way. Women are for business. Women are for efficiency. Love can grow in that. Joy can grow in that. Okay? Pleasure can be a part to accommodate that. But it's to move something. If you're not moving something, you don't need a woman. You have to be careful and wise. Do not put women around you if you don't have something for them to do. You will regret it. It will be foolish of you to put women in your time, in your space without something to do. If you don't have something for them to do, guess what? They're going to find plenty for you to do. And it's not going to be wise. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be healthy.